Welcome everyone, this is Zonta with Repro Products. Today's video is a tutorial on how to take a Revit model and turn it into a cloud-based collaborative model for use in BIM 360 design. I have Revit 2019 open, and I have two models opened up as well. The first model that I have open is a structural model, and the second model that I have open is an architectural model. I'd like to take these models and turn them into a collaboration-based, cloud-based model for use on our hub. I'm going to head over to Chrome and head over to b2.autodesk.com/access. And from here, we can log into our project and also log into our account admin if we need to. So I'm going to log into the project home site, and I can switch between different projects that I want. So for example, here I have one called Test Cloud Project for Education. And we can head over to the navigation buttons and head over to Document Management. And what will happen is you will see a whole bunch of folders that are pre-built for you right off the get-go. I went ahead and created a few folders under the Design section. One for ARC, one for MEP, and one for Structure. The intention is to upload those three models, or actually two models, architectural and structural, and then so that they're up here in the hub, as well as understanding the difference between the working Revit model versus the one that's pushed up here as well. Lastly, we'll take a look at how to link a Revit model that is a cloud-based model into another cloud-based model as well. So I'm going to minimize this for a second, head over to this file. This one is the architectural model. To turn it into a BIM 360 Design Cloud model, I head over to the Collaborate tab of the ribbon, head over to the Manage Collaboration panel, and click Collaborate. When you do this, a window will open up and you have two choices within your network and in BIM 360 Document Management. The first choice is for standard local area network-based work sharing methodology. The second one is the one that we want, the one that's in the cloud. So we'll choose the second one, click OK. A window will open up and it will ask you what is the name of the model you want to call it, because you can change it to a different name if you need to at this point in time. It will take you to your BIM 360 account, and it will give you access to the hubs that you have access to. So I'm going to head over to the hub that I have. I'm going to head over to the project that I created, go into that folder, and then place it where I want. For example, here. Click Initiate, and what ends up happening is that Revit will turn on work sharing for this model. It will upload the file and all associated files to the cloud. It will finish the creation of that central model, create a local copy of the local model, of the central model, and push it down, and then you'll have the Save with Central functionality activated. It just takes a couple seconds to get done. And as you can see, each time it finishes each part of the initiation, you'll get a green check mark. And so now it shows you've got the work sharing done, uploading it to the cloud is finished, and creating a local cached copy as well. Click Close, and you now can see that you have saved and you have saved as central. So if you click Save, you're just saving the local model. If you hit Save to Central, you'll see in the path that it's going to the BIM 360 online account to that online project hub that you told it to. Click OK. And again, this will save everything back up to the web. Closing this file, I'm no longer in the file, and I still have the structural one. So let's repeat this process so that everybody understands clearly. Collaborate tab, Collaborate command within the Manage Collaboration panel. Specify in BIM 360 Document Management. Click OK. In this window, specify that you're going to the hub that you need to go to. Go to the project that you want it to go to, and put it in the folder that you need as well. Click Initiate, and again, it'll create the cloud-based central model, create a local copy, and save everything for you. as well as uploading the data. And like I said, it just takes a couple seconds to get done. Depending on your connection speed and how big the model is, will dictate how long it takes to get this initiation started and finished. Once it's finished, again, you'll see the green check marks to let you know that the collaboration work sharing functionality has been turned on. Uploading it to the cloud has been completed, and creating a local copy has been completed. Click Close, and then click the Save with Central and verify that it's going to the BIM 360 account, which in this case it is. Now that I'm finished, I'll save the file locally into the central model, and then I'll close the file. Now heading back to Chrome, I'm going to hit F5 to refresh. And if we head over to the Design tab and click the Architecture tab, the Architecture folder, you'll see the Arc model. If I hit the Structure, you'll see the Structure model. So how do we go about either opening up the architectural model and linking in the structure model, or vice versa, or creating an MEP model and linking the architecture and structure models to that MEP model as well? So I'm going to start with the architecture model. You'll also notice in the recent home window, icons that have a little cloud icon here will let you know that it is a cloud-based model. Those that don't have the icon are not. You'll also notice on the left navigation side, you'll see your particular hub and your particular projects. So you can either drill into this location here, and then you'll start getting all the folders and subfolders this way. And again, we'll head over to Project Files, head over to Design, head over to Architecture. Now, within Revit, when you see this model here in this interface, you're accessing the working Revit model. On the Chrome cloud-based interface here, this, or Architecture, this one, is actually a published model. Okay, it is not the actual working Revit model, and I'll explain in a little bit. Click Arc Model, and this architectural model, local cache, will open up, and you can do the work as you normally do. So how do I link an existing structural model that is in the cloud to this model? Head over to the Insert tab of the ribbon, and you'll see you don't have choices for Link Revit or Link CAD. And so now you have to figure out how to bring it in. Excuse me. Now, some people will initially think something is wrong when they see the Insert tab and they see Link Revit command is grayed out. And that's because I'm in a sheet view. So if I head over to an actual view like Level 1 floor plan view, you'll see Insert tab and you'll see Link Revit is available. Click Link Revit. Your dialog box will open up. And this is where you browse to the external source, which is up here in the upper left corner. Head over to your hub. Head over to your particular project that you have access to. Head over to the Project Files subfolder and look for the structural model that you want to link in. Select the structural model by single-clicking, not double-clicking. You want to single-click because you want to double-check the positioning and verify it's set to origin to origin. There are other choices such as automatic center to center, by shared coordinates, by project base point, and so on. So you need to make sure you pick the right choice. I'm going to leave it as structural model being inserted at origin to origin. I'm going to click Open. And now the structural model will be linked in. Okay? Now, this structural model, prior to this entire process of uploading to the cloud, had the ARC model linked into it. So for now, it's going to not display the nested links. That's what that warning is for. So now you can see the structural model came in. And if you hover your mouse over the structural model, you may need to have select links turned on. And if you need to, you can actually just do a window crossing and use filters to see what you have available. Okay? Now, the whole purpose of linking in another Revit model into a host Revit model is so that you can use the copy monitor functionality. I'm going to explain this when we head over to the MEP aspect of the model creation. So for now, I'm going to save my work and get out of this file and save it back to the cloud. And you'll also notice that it saves and synchronizes much faster after the first one. So let's head over to the structural model and do the same approach. So head over to design, head over to structure, and open up the structural model. And because I'm a structural engineer, I would want to do the same thing. I want to take the architectural model and link it into my structural model. So again, head over to a plan view or some type of view other than the Sheets view, and head over to the Insert tab and link Revit. And again, head over to External Resources, head over to your hub, head over to your project, head over to the folders and subfolders that you need, find the architectural model, and bring it in, and preferably the same positioning as the others. Now that that's completed, you'll see the architectural model here as well inside the structural model. Save your work locally, save it back to Central, which is back to the cloud, and then you can close your file and then continue working the next time you open up the Revit model. Now, what if you are an MEP engineer that needs to create a mechanical model that needs to be pushed up to the cloud and have the architectural model and structure model linked into it? And you don't have anything in the MEP model, but you want to use copy monitor functionality to help you build the model faster. So we'll start a new project and we'll base this off of the mechanical template file. Click OK, and a new Revit project will be created. Once the new Revit model is created, there's nothing in it. We'll head over to the Collaborate tab of the ribbon, hit Collaborate again, save the model and continue. We're going to save it for now here. We're going to call it MEP or just call it Mechanical. Mech. And then it's going to ask us again, how do we want to create this central base model? We'll put it up in the cloud, tell it to go to the correct hub and the correct folder project and the correct subfolder. So in this case, I want to put it in my MEP subfolder, and I'll initiate the process. Again, the very first time you do this, it will take a little bit of while as compared to saving back to Central once the project is set up completely. Once, again, like I said, the initiation is complete, you'll see the 3 check marks for work sharing setup, for uploading to the cloud, and for caching and creating a local copy. Now that that's done, save to Central. It's a habit. It's a good habit to get into. As you can see, it's much faster, okay? And so now I can go back to the Insert tab of the ribbon, and I can link in the external-based, cloud-based arc model and structure model. So since I'm already there, I can head over to Project Files, head over to Design, head over to Architecture, select it, make sure it's origin to origin, and bring it in. Okay? And then the same approach with the structural model. So link Revit, head over to Project Files, head over to my Design, head over to Structure, pick the structural model, origin to origin, hit Open, and it comes in. So as it stands right now, you have an MEP model in the cloud with the ARC model and the structural model linked in. You still have no MEP content. So this is where Copy Monitor comes into play. I'm going to go to a 3D view so you can see what's going on a little easier. And then for the purposes of ease of visibility and what we're looking at, I'm going to head over to the Visibility Graphics dialog box, and I'm going to uncheck Structural so that we don't see it in this 3D view for now. Okay? So here's my linked architectural model. I can head over to Collaborate tab of the ribbon. I can head over to the Coordinate panel and use the Copy Monitor command to select the architectural link model and initiate Copy Monitor functionality. So here I can head over to the options of the software and tell it when I'm copying and monitoring, what am I copying, how am I mapping the content. So you have levels, grids, columns, walls, and floors. So you want to manually go in here and map them to what they need to be first. Okay, because if you don't do the mapping prior to your Copy Monitor functionality commands, it's going to assume the defaults, which is all generic 8 inches, as you can see. So I can go in here and I can say copy original type and do this for every single line item. Obviously, if you have a lot, then it's going to take a while for you to do the mapping. But once it's done, it's done. So I'm not going to worry about mapping for now. I'm going to click OK, and then I'm going to head over to copy. Now, there are two commands here, copy and monitor. Copy is to copy the linked architectural model objects into the MEP model so that the MEP model has its own set of elements that are monitored against the original. The monitor command is strictly for you setting up the linking between the architectural elements with existing MEP elements already drawn in your MEP model. Since in this case we have nothing in the MEP model, we cannot use monitor. So I'm going to use copy. And then I'm going to use multiple in the options toolbar. And then I'm just going to do a window crossing like this to pick everything. And it will know what it can and cannot copy into the MEP model. Now you do need to click this finish command right here so that it knows to complete the selection set of what you have selected via window crossing method. It will then initiate the copy command, grab all the objects, and create exact duplicate entities in the MEP model in the exact same position and size and shape. Depending on how much content you're telling it to copy, this might take some time. So you just have to be a little bit patient, and when it's finished, you can then finish the command. So let's give it a second. And you can see in the lower left corner, your command line is changing and it tells you progress in percentages. So it's been flashing like crazy. And then when it's finished, we'll complete the command. Now, you might get some weird hiccups here like this about joining objects and whatnot. So you'll need to review your errors, okay, just to be sure. And then you'll also notice that when you select an entity that has been copied and monitored, you'll get the little monitoring icon here. Okay. Now that I'm finished, I click Finish to get out of the Copy Monitor command. And if I were to open up the Visibility Graphics dialog box and turn off the visibility of the ARC linked model, you will see all the data that was copied into the MEP model from the ARC model. So this is how, as an MEP engineer, you don't have to draw everything from scratch and figure out how to draw what the architect drew. You can just take what they gave you. Now, obviously, the copy command within Copy Monitor doesn't copy everything. It just copies a lot. And obviously, it just takes time for the software to evolve to be able to copy monitor additional content. So let's head over to the Revit links and let's turn the structural one on as well. And then we will do the Copy Monitor command again, where we're copying against the structural data. Again, going to options and making sure everything is mapped in here first. Then clicking copy with multiple and selecting everything. Click finish in the options toolbar and let it continue to copy the structural model data into the MEP model so that everything is monitored and coordinated together. Finish the command and you're done. I'm going to open up the Visibility Graphics dialog box and I'm going to turn off the structural model. Now you can see this is strictly MEP model data based off of architectural model and structural model that's linked in. I can then hit save to save my work locally. and save it back to Central by clicking Save to Central. This will upload the data to the cloud, to your hub, to your project, to your subfolder that you told it to. Okay? So let's go ahead and let's let it finish saving to Central. And you'll see again that it's pushing up to the cloud, and I'll click OK. Once this is complete, we will close the MEP model, and we will head over to Chrome and we'll take a look at the file that's uploaded. And actually, I'm going to leave the MEP model open because I want to talk to you really quick about publishing, so that you understand the difference between the working Revit model versus the published model that's in the cloud that people can see. And again, like I said, the first time you do this, it takes a little while. Okay? And so this is done. So I'm going to head over to Chrome, and we're going to head over to the MEP folder, and we should see the mech.rvt. And it says version 2 because it's the second time we've pushed it up. Okay? Now, if I head over to Publish Settings in the Collaborate tab, you can see what sets have been created by default and what views you can push up. So I'm just going to say select everything, save and close. Give it a second. And then if I head over to Manage Cloud Models, I will get another window, a white one that pops up, and depending on your resolution of your monitor and when this was last used, will dictate the size of this window. So I'm going to need to resize it a little bit to make it easier for you to see. And in here you can see all of the projects that are in my hub. So I'll head over to Test Cloud Project for Education. And you'll see the 3 models that we're working with. So I can at any point in time put my mouse inside the line item and click Publish Latest if I need to. What's going to happen is this. Revit is going to take your existing model that you told it to, grab all the data that's necessary to make that model, grab all the views and sheets you told it to publish, and it will publish it up to the web, to the cloud-based interface, so that those stakeholders that you have invited to your project who don't have Revit can actually see the Revit content that was published at that certain date and time, and basically just get a good timestamp of what's going on. So I'm going to click Publish under mech.rvt, and I can also do that for structure as well, and then eventually for ARC as soon as it's finished processing. This warning will let you know that you can close this window, but you cannot close Revit, and you can't close this file. You have to let it do its thing. Okay? Once it's finished, you'll know it's done. Head back over to Chrome, refresh your model, or I'm sorry, refresh your view, and now you'll see mech.rvt has been updated, and now it shows its version 3. Okay? So this is how you use Revit 2019 to take a standard Revit model to turn it into a cloud-based BIM 360 design model, how to link the cloud models to themselves, and how to use Copy Monitor as well to start building a clean model from cloud-based linked models. Thank you very much for watching.